the first round of the 2018 World Cup qualifiers due to their current place in the FIFA rankings. The top 27 ranked CAF teams got a bye in the first round draw, where the highest ranked 13 teams will be pitted against the lowest ranked 13 teams and will then be drawn against one of the winners of those ties. Now, the second round will see the top 27 drawn against the winners of the first round, with the 40 clubs playing each other over two legs to narrow them down to 20. Now, those 20 will then be split into 5 groups of 4, and then will play each other home and away to decide which 5 nations will be heading to Russia. Now, we're joined by Mninawa Ntloko, who's a soccer analyst, to help us analyze this draw for us. Mninawa, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Good morning, Lebo. Thanks for having me.
Is it a favorable draw for Bafana Bafana? Should we even be using this word favorable?
Well, you know what, as far as I'm concerned, that whole concept of small teams on the continent, I think that just doesn't happen anymore. And in any case, Angola is certainly not a country to be sneezed at. I mean, we've had some close matches with them over the years. If I recall correctly, we've won 2 and we've drawn 1. And most recently, we just beat them in a friendly, which was another tight one. So matches against them are always tense and they're always very tight. And it's going to be a very tough game. And don't forget that I think out of the entire draw, Angola and us are the only 2 countries that have actually qualified for the World Cup, who now find themselves at this stage of so early in the rounds before going into the qualifying groups proper.
Let's talk about the road to qualifying for the World Cup. It's never an easy road, even for Bafana Bafana, even for the big guns on the continent, considering that there's only 5 places available.
Yeah, it's a tough one. It's always a tough one on this continent. I mean, given the fact that we weren't even in Brazil during the last World Cup, it just keeps getting tougher and tougher. And I imagine a lot of South Africans at the moment are a little bit shaky as far as confidence in Bafana Bafana, given our most recent result, which was the qualifier against Gambia, a team we were expected to beat at home. So for us to now draw in Angola in the qualifying rounds, it makes things a little bit difficult. And I imagine when we play that African Nations Cup qualifier against Mauritania in September, we will need to get a bit of confidence back, because before we get to the Angola match, we really need to get back into our stride to see some of the form that we saw during the qualifiers for the African Nations Cup last year. And at the moment, I have to say there are a bit of question marks around the team. And I think we do need that confidence boosting performance, especially in that match against Mauritania.
Are we still rebuilding Bafana Bafana?
Well,
how long though?
Well, you know what, it's a fascinating question, because we were building last year, but I do sense to some degree maybe we're not building at a rapid pace as we were last year. So maybe there's been a bit of a leveling. So and you know, when you go to qualifiers like these, it becomes difficult. So on the one hand, I know it's a tough question to ask of Sheikh Mashaba, because at the end of the day, he knows very well that he has to qualify for the World Cup. He has to qualify for the African Nations Cup. So he had a bye, so to speak, where he was given a free pass, where Safa had said to him, even if he didn't qualify for the last African Nations Cup, it wouldn't be a trade smash. But I think that honeymoon is over. Yeah. And as you can see, even with the South African public wants to see this team playing at major tournaments, and the next immediate ones, which is the African Nations Cup and then eventually the World Cup, they want Bafana to be there. And I think for him, the honeymoon is over, even as far as the South African public and as far as the media is concerned, because this is now, we want to see performances, we want to see this team getting back to what we know it capable of doing, because for the longest time now, I mean, it's not nice to watch these tournaments and you're laying on your couch and you're having to pick a country that's not yours because we are not there. I mean, really, we need to be at the next World Cup.
All right, now thank you so much for talking to us. All right, helping us analyze the road to Russia for Bafana Bafana. Let's see how far is it going. Do you think we're still rebuilding? Is the rebuilding time over? Tweet us at Morning Live.